them.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. So before we start the podcast, we're going to introduce ourselves. First, my name is Feyza Ramadhany, absent number 19.
My name is Nadira, Keila, Amelia, absent number 29.
My name is Irma Silviana, absent number 23.
My name is Afifah Aulia, number absent 2.
My name is Arham Ziaul, absent number 9.
Okay, let's start the podcast. Okay guys, so in this podcast we're going talking about the adolescence problem, right? So surely some of you have experienced problem with love, especially love problem, because love problem are most relatable to teenagers, especially yourself, right? So before we get into the problem of love, we will discuss physically problem and appearance. As we know, physically or appearance problem change in adolescence occur with the release of sex hormone by the testes in boys and ovaries in girls. The release of this hormone often causes the child's skin to break out and he begins to experience body odor. Not only that, their appetite also increases and they gain weight. This physical change makes some teenagers experience problem with self-confidence and self-esteem. So in this problem, make some teenagers not confident with their self. Now I want to ask for the opinion of one of you on this matter. Okay, Arham, what do you think about this problem?
Okay, in my opinion, if it's a matter of appearance, just wear what makes you comfortable in your body.
Okay, thank you for Arham's solution. I think that's really right. So it's true what Arham said. We just have to be confident. Don't worry about what other people say and be grateful for what God has given to us. I think what Arham said is really right. So do you have a solution for people who have problem like this?
Okay, my opinion, the solution to this problem is just be yourself and don't care about what other people say, because your life is yours, not someone else.
Okay, that's really right what Arham said. Okay, so that is what the problem of the appearance and self problem. Okay. So we're going to second problem is about the stress and depression. Apart of the physical problem of today's teenagers, there are also many who have mental disorders. For example, depression, stress, anxiety, even though in fact the problem they face are not that serious to the point of causing stress. But there are also factors that can be considered serious problems, such as violence, poverty, exclusion, and also demands from schools or parents. That's really serious problem, I think, right? So some of these things really teenager feels depressed and even want to commit suicide. So here you are. I want to ask to Nadira. What do you think about this problem? I think this problem is really related to the teenagers.
In my opinion, all of these things can happen because of a lack of fight, no friends, real story, and also a lot of pressure from parents.
Right. Oh, really? What's your solution to the teenagers who are feeling this way? Your solution to this problem?
If like running, running makes me tired, so it can reduce stress.
Apart from that, you can also cultivate positive thought, positive thinking can help us deal with exercise stress.
Okay, that's right. So maybe like what Nadira said, we're just going to do some hobby that we like, so makes the stress more lessons. Okay, so we are too young to stress too much. Okay, Okay, so we're going to the third problem is bullying and cyberbullying. It's really related to this teenagers' age. Bullying in children is still a widespread adolescent problem everywhere. This generally takes the form of bullying, both physical and verbal, that occurs repeatedly and over a long period of time. Not only directly, bullying can also come from social media, other online circles, known as bullying and cyberbullying. So, to Afifah, what do you think about your response to this problem? Like this, it can be said to be served enough to destroy problem mentally. Okay, Afifah, what do you think about this problem?
In my opinion, character bullying is worse than physical bullying. Physical bullying can still be treated and at least is mild trauma. But if character bullying is entirely a person psychology and mentality, it causes that person to have enormous trauma and even lock himself up.
I really agree with Afifah said. So maybe you have some solution to this problem?
The solution is that parents have to monitor their child's social media accounts. Besides that, they also have to set a good example.
Right, that's really good what Afifah said. Okay. Then there is a gadget addiction. Gadgets are objects that we use every day. What we want to see, we can export on these gadgets. So many children are decided to online games, especially like for boys, or social media to their gadgets, which cause their learning activities to be disrupted and also cause a feeling of laziness to learn. Interact directly with others. That's why children who are addicted to gadgets seem to be alone more often, like they don't have friends and are engrossed in their own world. Now, this kind of problem is really happening among teenagers, especially boys, who often play online games. Okay, Arham, we are talking
Okay.
about the gadgets problem in teenagers, especially for boys.
Okay.
So, what do you think about this problem? This is really, really related in teenagers. What do you think about this problem?
My opinion, online games are really fun, but they have a lot of negative effects, such as losing track of time and being lazy to help parents, especially schoolwork, and can damage the eyes. So my solution is to interact a lot with other people. Don't get hung up on gadget.
That's really really right what Arham said. Don't get hung up on gadgets. That's really right. So for teenagers out there, lots of friends don't play gadget all the time. You can play at a friend's house, but don't forget the time too. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to the problem of smoking. Yeah, smoking is a problem that is very common among the teenagers, especially children underage. As we know, smoking is not good for our health, especially for our lungs, will be damaged. Okay, Irma, what do you think about this problem, smoking problem?
In my opinion, smoking is the worst thing for the health, especially for minors. Some teenagers even think smoking is good, and smoking is not at all.
Okay, what is your solution for this problem?
The right solution for this is to require the role of parents, especially for those who are underage, to supervise their social interactions.
Okay, that's really right what Irma said. Okay, we're going to next problem. Is some teens also have problem with drinking or alcoholic and illegal drugs, such as marijuana. Meanwhile, drinking alcoholic beverage and using illegal drugs can affect the nervous system, especially cognitive factors. This can cause behavioral problems in children, such as free sex and violence. Okay, Afifah. For me, this is really serious problem. It's because about alcoholic that really related to teenagers' age. So, what do you think about this problem? Maybe you can give some opinion.
It's not good for human health, especially if consumed too often. It will make a person emotion hate and can even kill people if their emotion get out of control. Now the right solution for this problem is to multiply worship. Don't be easily provoked by the demons that around, and avoid gambling and people will have negative personalities.
Okay, that's really right what Afifah said. Okay, guys, so we're going to the most awaited issue to be discussed is about love. Love issue, right? Like love in teenagers age really related. Entering their teens, your child generally start to show interest in the opposite sex or even tries to have some relationship to other people. In their teens, some of them also started to try sexual activity out of curiosity. Okay. Arham, what do you think about this problem? I think this problem really related. That's right. Really related to our age as a teenagers. What do you think about this problem?
I think this love problem is natural thing, especially for teenagers who are entering puberty. They have the right to express their feeling to the opposite sex, and in my opinion, this problem is okay if it is styled within reasonable limits.
That's right. You have to feel your feelings that are good too. Even though not everyone agree with my opinion, in my opinion, this problem should be in someone youth story and add to the experience.
Okay.
For the solution, maybe it will be different depending on the thoughts of each person. In my opinion, for this solution, we must know the reasonable limits of dating. We must also be able to arrange when to date, when to learn, when to have parents, and so on. For those who just broke up with them, they must be able to understand their own feelings and must be able to accept the situation.
That's really right. I think Irma really related to this problem, love problem. Maybe she has some ex-boyfriend. Listen to Irma ex-boyfriend. This is really not good. Okay, so for me personally, when we feel bored from a relationship and want to end it or break up with her or him, we talk about it properly and don't disappear suddenly.
If for example your past relationship hasn't ended, don't start a new relationship, and this advice for youth teenager. If you want to visit someone's house but there are still guests in the house, it's better to go home and don't even knock on the door once.
That's really right what Arham said. Don't knock the door. Okay? Don't knock the door. Reminder. Okay, we're going to the last problem. Is academic problem. Okay. In this problem, this adolescent problem is very common. Starting from a small things like cheating or getting bad grades to more serious things like bullying from friends. not only bullying from their school, but at home they will also be scolded by their parents. Okay, Nadira, maybe you can give your opinion and your solution to this problem.
The solution to this problem is that teenagers at least have a support system, and parents must also be more sensitive to children's behavior.
Okay, that's really right what Nadira said. Okay, guys. So in this problem, so the conclusion is to stay confident, stay enthusiastic, and also have to be able to respect other people. Be careful in partners and friends. Okay. So that is our podcast. Thank
you for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye. Dah, capek-capek, tidur dulu.